Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessie and I unbox subscription boxes and more. Today I have this amazing giveaway that I won from HistoryBoxed. I'm so excited to be sharing these with you. But guess what? My friend Rena at Boxes and Deals also won the same giveaway with me. So we decided we were going to bring you a collaboration, and we've decided a fun way to divide up these cards. So we're going to be showing you half. Don't even try to zoom in because the subjects aren't visible except for one little spoiler in the deck. But basically, I'm going to be showing you half. She's going to be showing you the other half. So you want to make sure you tune in to her channel as well to see what other subjects the company has to offer. If you guys do recall, I unboxed the United States and Soviet space race card deck on my channel. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll put that in the cards at the end of the video. But guys, I really hope you stay tuned for this. It's an exciting box. They've got so many subjects in their cards, and I can't wait to show you guys how we decided to divide this up. So if you guys want to see what amazing history subjects are covered, please stay tuned. Alright, so these are the decks that I'm going to be showing you today, and I'm really excited about these themes. So Rena and I are each going to show you 6, and then we picked one that we both split up, and we're going to each show you half of it. So you definitely want to check out Rena's video. I'll link her channel in the link into the description box below. Her channel again is Boxes and Deals. So basically, I'm pulling out 2 clubs and hearts cards out of each deck of my 6 that I've chosen. I've chose clubs and hearts, and she's got the remaining 2 suits, diamonds and spades. And then for the remaining deck, we're going to look at jokers, and I'll be pulling out the red jokers, so the hearts and diamonds on the jokers. We just thought that would be really fun, a really cool way. It's going to be random, and there's also a chance of wild cards. If we see something really cool and exciting and interesting, a wild card might be chosen to show you guys as well. And there's one more thing before we get started. I'm super excited to share with you guys that I am an affiliate with the HistoryBoxed company. This is the very first company that I've gotten to be an affiliate with, and I'm really excited about this program. This company, again, offers a subscription box. They've lowered the price since I last did my unboxing of the Space Race one. So it's down to $10 a month for each deck, or also you can buy them individually at $10 a month. Now, my subscription had the additional information cards and with pictures and an Apollo 11 patch. So I'm assuming with the subscription you might get a little bit extra than just the decks of cards, but you can divide individual decks. And just to let you know, this company is planning on expanding and providing more items in the near future. They're gonna add things like a Titanic and Oz themed tarot card deck, like 2 separate ones, one Titanic tarot card deck and one Oz themed tarot card deck, and they're going to come in a deluxe wooden box. So if you guys check back at their website periodically, because they're going to be coming out with new products. And basically, with this affiliate link, please do use it. I will get a bit of a commission from any sale, and that can be from individual purchases or subscription boxes. So I would greatly appreciate it, you guys. Christmas is around the corner. A lot of these are making good gifts. I have a family member I'm probably going to be giving one of these decks, actually one of the decks from Rena's video, to already in mind. And also, anybody still homeschooling their kids, this makes a great way to learn some of these subjects, and you'll see after watching my subjects why it's important for some school-age kids for sure. And I would like to point out at this time that I also have a discount code for you guys. It's Christmas in capital letters, and I'll put it on the screen and in the description box below. Christmas will get you 10% off your purchase, any order, subscription or otherwise. So let's jump into the themes and get started. I'm super excited. All right, so there were two subjects that I was looking forward to doing really, really right away, and I asked Serena if I could claim them. I was planning on actually buying this deck eventually if had I not won this competition, so this is super excited. This is the history of dun, 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 American innovation, and these are super cool. The examples are amazing, and because it's so amazing, I have our first wild card. And I thought this was the perfect example for a wild card because you guys might recognize the game featured on this card. Uno was originally developed in 1971 by Merle Robbins in Reading, Ohio. When his family and friends began to play more and more, he spent $8,000 to have 5,000 copies of the game made. It has been a Mattel brand since 1992. So there's my wild card pick for this deck. I'm not going to do it with every deck, but this is a Joker, by the way, so I had to. It was Uno, and there's wild cards in Uno. It was perfect. So my first hearts pick is the Ace of Hearts. And here is the picture and the innovation. Stephen Sasson invented the first self-contained digital camera at Eastman Kodak in 1975. It weighed 8 pounds, believe it or not, and had only 100 times 100 resolution, which is 0.01 megapixels. Can you guys imagine? 0.01 megapixels. The image was recorded onto a cassette tape, and the process took 23 seconds. But that's so cool. I had no clue that we had digital cameras back in 1975. That's awesome. Granted, self-contained, but still. My second hearts choice is the Five of Hearts. And of course, I can't get enough of space, so I picked a space shuttle invention, because why not? The space shuttle is a partially reusable low-Earth orbital spacecraft system that was operated from 1981 to 2011 by NASA. George Mueller championed the space shuttle's development, which earned him the nickname, the father of the space shuttle. That's really cool. I also did not know that. I don't know if I should pick out ones that I actually know or ones that I don't know. I'm kind of doing it randomly as well. So go into the King of Clubs. This is also kind of an invention, technology invention kind of thing. I don't know, I kind of went interesting picks here. From digital camera now to the first mobile phone, which now we have both in one item. So how cool is that? But anyway, while at Motorola in the 1970s, Martin Cooper invented the first handheld cellular mobile phone in 1973 and led the team that brought it to the market in 1983. Wow. He invented it, and it took 10 years to bring it to the market, which I can believe. He is considered to be the father of the cell phone, and is also cited as the first person in history to make a handheld cellular phone call in public. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad that they let him do that since he was the inventor. He got to make the first call. And we have the Jack of Clubs. Here, let's go musical for a little bit. In the 1930s, musician and inventor Paul Tutmark of Seattle, Washington, developed the first electric bass guitar in its modern form, a fretted instrument designed to be played horizontally. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, there are plenty of more. This whole deck comes with different inventions and their inventors, and I can't wait I briefly skimmed through all of them, and I can't wait to read them all. This is a really cool deck. Great idea, enlightening information. A+ on my end. Alright, the second subject that I asked Rena that I could claim was the history of aviation, and I did this because I wanted to learn a lot more about it. There's a special person in my life, and they know who they are as to why I chose this and wanted to learn. So again, I'm actually noticing too, these are blue and the first ones were green. I want to see how many different colors backings we have, if that's pretty cool. But my Two of Hearts pick is look at I should show the pictures more in this deck especially. But from 1897 to 1915, Gustav Whitehead designed and built an early flying machines and engines. On August 14th, 1901, 2.5 years before the Wright brothers' flight, he claimed to have carried out a controlled, powered flight in his number 21 monoplane at Fairfield, Connecticut. That's really cool, because we all know about the Wright brothers, so I obviously wasn't going to share, one of their amazing discoveries, but he actually claimed to do this before the Wright brothers. So that's really cool. Next we have the 5 of Hearts. Look at this contraption. I thought this was really neat. John Joseph Montgomery is best known for his invention of controlled heavier-than-air gliders. Although Montgomery never claimed first, his gliding experiments of the 1880s are considered by some historians to have been the first controlled flights of a heavier-than-air flying machine in America. 1880s. Super cool. Alright, going to the clubs. I got the 4. This is about a certain person, obviously. Bessie Raiche, Raiche, was the first woman in the United States accredited with flying solo in an airplane. Her accomplishment, although dimmed by the existence of another flight by a U.S. female earlier, is impressive because she had received no flight instruction or experience prior to her flight. Oh, wow. So she was the first person to fly solo in an airplane with no training. That's incredible. Actually, I wish, I'll have to Google her. I want to know more information and what year that was and everything like that. I mean, was she brave or crazy or both? And then we have the Jack of Clubs. Look at this amazing aircraft. I've never seen anything like that. That's so cool. The Rutan Model 76 Voyager was the first aircraft to fly around the world without stopping or refueling. It was piloted by Dick Rutan and Gianna Yeager. The aircraft flew westerly 26,366 statute miles at an average altitude of 11,000 feet. That is such a cool design. I really, really love that. And I know I keep saying that I'm not going to do another wild card, but I did. This wild card pick, though, again, was astonishing and fascinating, and I had to do it. So it's looking very ancient, if you can tell. Leonardo da Vinci wrote about and sketched many designs for flying machines and mechanisms, including ornithopters, fixed-winged gliders, rotorcraft, parachutes, and a wind speed gauge. So even in the times of Da Vinci, flight was always thought about and considered. Again, another A-plus card deck. I really, really like this one. This is just a really, really interesting one, and I can't read it. I mean, there's so much more in there about, again, different people and pilots and a whole bunch of different types of aircrafts. There's even some more space-related themes. Space is popping up everywhere here. I like this. We'll see how that trend continues as we go on. Alright, for the third card deck, I wanted to show how recent these cards are. They really have some recent histories, and I have a few examples of that. But this is history of U.S. First Ladies. And look who we have on the front. Very famous Miss Melania Trump. So, without further ado, I decided to pick her card. 2 of Hearts. Let's see what it says. Melania Trump speaks 6 languages, including her native Slovenian. She joined the wife of John Quincy Adams as the only first ladies born outside of the United States. She started the Be Best public awareness campaign, which advocated against cyberbullying. Just a quick reminder that there are some positive things in this world today that we are currently living in. Alright, and here's another. Maybe I started to feel sympathy for their male counterparts. 4 of Hearts. I shouldn't make this political, right? Patricia Ryan Nixon championed charitable causes and volunteer service. She visited earthquake victims in Peru, and as the Vietnam War dragged on, she became the first president's wife to visit a combat zone. I thought that was really cool. I had no clue that she was the first lady to visit a combat zone. That's super neat. Headed to the clubs. Rosalind Smith Carter became and remains a leading advocate for mental health research and numerous other causes, including quality of life for the elderly. She remains board president at the Rosalind Carter Institute for Caregiving. And I like how we don't know. I mean, some of this we hear about in the news, but I like this deck a lot. It really shows what good the first ladies can do in their position, if they choose to accept. So Lou Henry Hoover distinguished herself by becoming the first first lady, to broadcast on a regular and nationwide basis. She often advocated for volunteerism and discussing the work of the Girl Scouts. I thought that was cool, women in broadcast. And I got another wild card, guys. I can't stop. But the Jokers are having some interesting information. I thought this was nice and a general information about the White House and things you might not know. While the West Wing generally serves the President's executive office staff, the East Wing serves as office space for the First Lady and her staff, including the White House Social Secretary, White House Graphics and Calligraphy Office and Correspondence staff. Sorry, I thought there was a comma, but that's a really nice view of I'm assuming somewhere around the East Wing. So here is our third card deck, and again, we have a different color. Alright, featuring a very fall-like color this time. The next one I'm really excited about, guys, is the history of the American enterprise. There's a lot, I skimmed through this deck, there are a lot of famous companies in this deck, so I tried to pick some surprising factoids for you guys. For the Ace of Hearts, you guys recognize the big Target, as some of us Americans know it as. But there's a label for, actually that's a super Target, but Target. Get this, guys, I did not know this at all. Target Corporation first began in 1902 by George Dayton. 1902. Did anybody have any idea Target's been around that long? The company was originally named Goodfellow Dry Goods. Oh, well, that would explain it. Goodfellow Dry Goods in June 1902, before being renamed the Dayton's Dry Good Company in 1903, and later the Dayton Company in 1910. The first Target store opened in Roseville, Minnesota in 1962. I had no idea that Target has been around since 1962. That is fascinating to me. All right. Levi Strauss, a very popular brand. Did I pick it because there were horses? Maybe. No, just kidding. Levi Strauss & Co. was founded in May 1853 when German immigrant Levi Strauss moved from Butenheim, Bavaria to San Francisco, California to open a West Coast branch of his brother's New York dry goods business. All right. 5 of clubs. Adobe was founded in 1982 by John Warnock and Charles Jeske and established the company after leaving Xerox PARC, P-A-R-C, in order to develop and sell PostScript. In 1985, Apple Computer licensed PostScript for its use in its printers, which helped spark the desktop publishing revolution. I thought that was cool and something that most people wouldn't know. I certainly didn't. All right, and here's the 6 of clubs. Big piece of chocolate. I had to do this too because, guys, I live maybe about an hour and a half from Hershey, Pennsylvania, so I had to pick this one. And not to mention, it's chocolate. The Hershey Company was founded by Milton S. Hershey in 1894, a subsidiary of his Lancaster Caramel Company. Hershey's chocolate is available in over 60 countries worldwide. Very cool. All right, this beautiful dark blue deck features the history of United States presidents. And guys, there was a lot of information about the presidents, and obviously them and the first ladies have done way more than what the cards can say. So I know, in the comments, feel free to tell me if you'd like, if you know of anything else that they're famous for without looking it up. There's your knowledge and questions for the day. Trivia a little bit. But anyway, for my heart's pick, we have Herbert Hoover served as the 31st President of the United States from 1929 to 1933. The stock market crashed shortly after Hoover took office, and the Great Depression became the central issue of his presidency. All right. Now we have William Howard Taft. He was the 27th President of the United States from 1909 to 1913 and the 10th Chief Justice of the United States from 1921 to 1930. So after becoming president, he went on to become a Chief Justice. That's so cool. I didn't know that. And he was the only person to have held both offices. Only person to do that. I thought that was a neat factoid. Moving right along to the Six of Clubs. Harry S. Truman was the 33rd President of the United States from 1945 to 1953, succeeding upon the death of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Soon after succeeding to the presidency, he authorized the first and only use of the nuclear weapon in war. FDR, man, he was one of my favorites. And this is probably another one, if not my favorite president. FDR. Both Roosevelt's and Lincoln, I would say, are probably, and of course Obama. And maybe that's delving into political, but my grandmother also really liked Abe Lincoln, so he holds a special place in my heart. She was always reading biographies about him, and of course he's on the penny, and I'm into coin collecting, so there's that. But anyway, Abraham Lincoln served as the 16th President of the United States from 1861 to 1865. Lincoln led the nation through its greatest moral, constitutional, and political crisis in the American Civil War. He preserved the Union and abolished slavery. Go Abraham Lincoln. All right, there is one box left before I get to the joint one that Rena and I are sharing together. This is the history of New York City, and this deck is really cool, you guys. I had a really hard time picking out just 4, and so again, ding ding ding, wild card. But this deck is so recent. The curator of this box and owner of the company was telling me that COVID is actually in one of these decks of cards. I didn't see it. Actually, I should probably go look for it, but yeah, I will bring it out because that would be super cool to see. But anyway, it wasn't in the hearts or clubs section, but I might have 2 wild cards here. But here we go. I wanted to share this because it's kind of relevant to today, and it happened back in history, and I'm not sure if Americans or the world realizes it. Soon after the stock market crash, tens of millions across the country sank into poverty. By 1932, half of manufacturing plants in the city were closed. 1 in every 3 New Yorkers were unemployed, and roughly 1.6 million were on some form of relief. So I thought that was interesting that there was relief even back then after the stock market crash. I didn't really realize that at all. But I was never much of a U.S. history buff. I have to say I was more into European history in school. But this building, I think, has a fabulous architectural design, and I found it to be very interesting. Upon completion in 1902, the Flatiron Building was one of the tallest buildings in the city at 20 floors high. Can you guys imagine? Because the Empire State Building towers over that, but for 1902, 20 stories is impressive. The Flatiron Building was designed by Chicago's Daniel Burnham as a vertical Renaissance palazzo with Buick's Arts styling. It might be Beau, B-E-A-U-X. Not sure I said that right. That is just a cool building. All right. This is my favorite, might be my all-time favorite music. Well, it's second to my, I really like the Natural History Museum in Washington, D.C., but this is my second all-time favorite museum that I've been to thus far. The Met. The Metropolitan Museum of Art is the largest art museum in the United States. The Metropolitan Museum of Art was founded in 1870 for the purposes of opening a museum to bring art and art education to the American people. I love it, guys. If you haven't gone there, I highly recommend it. They have this history of armor exhibit that shows armor on jousters and horses and for combat. And not to mention tons of amazing paintings. And I mean, there's the Hope Diamond. Don't get me started. I love that museum. It is a very, very unique and fun experience. Highly recommend going there. The Battle of Brooklyn was a military action of the American Revolutionary War, fought on August 27th, 1776, at the western edge of Long Island. Wow, okay, the western edge of Long Island, gotcha. During the battle, the British defeated the Americans and gained control of the port of New York. Oh, wow, I didn't realize the British gained control of that port up there in the war. That's fascinating. And my wild card, I couldn't not share this one with you guys, because it's Central Park and it's such a famous part of New York City. In 1857, landscape architect Frederick Law Olmsted and architect/landscape designer Calvert Vaux won a design competition to construct Central Park with a plan they titled the Greensward Plan. That's super, super, super cool. Alright, just to prove that I wasn't kidding, here's the card, the King of Diamonds, about the coronavirus. This is really crazy. It's just crazy to me, the recent history. I mean, in school you never got to learn about history recent, but amidst the 2020 coronavirus pandemic, New York City went on lockdown to help prevent the spread of the virus. The city has reported the highest number of confirmed coronavirus cases within the country. I think that's still true. As for city, I'm pretty sure that's still true. But enough about that disease, but I just wanted to show that was in there. I really like this deck. I like the history of New York way more than I thought I would. And maybe because I've been there. There's a lot of cool places. But check out Rena's. Rena's got some awesome, awesome subjects in hers as well. There's some that I can't wait to see her unbox. And of course I got them too, so I can look at them. But I'm going to watch her video before I spoil it by looking at my own cards. So next, let's get to the one that Rena and I decided to jointly share. Alright, so the deck that Rena and I are splitting, you have to catch Rena's for the rest of this deck, but it's the history of the Russian Revolution. And honestly, this is a subject I don't know much about at all. I will admit that. I will say out to the curators of HistoryBoxed, I find the hearts, the red suits in this deck to be a little bit difficult to see, mainly with the red borders on the top. That's just me. I don't have the best eyesight at times, and I've been doing a lot of reading tonight. But with that, I'm reading the red jokers, and Rena is reading the two black ones. So we're gonna take a look at this one here. Interesting picture. Rasputin was born a peasant in the small village of, oh boy, Pokrovskoye. Sorry, didn't think I'd have to look anything up pronunciation-wise for this box. Along the Tura River in Siberia. According to official records, he was born on January 21st, 1869, and christened the following day. I unfortunately don't know his importance into the Russian Revolution, but maybe this card deck will tell me along my journey. This looks like a young fellow, and let's just read about it. Much of Rasputin's influence with the royal family stemmed from the belief by Alexandra and others that he had eased the pain and stopped the bleeding of the Tsarevic, who suffered from hemophilia. I think that's a title. The Tsarevic. Wow, this deck is greatly showing my ignorance. I want to look through it real quick, and I know I'm running way over on time here. I feel like I need a Russian Revolution 101 crash course before I look at the rest of these cards, but I did find one that helps. It's actually the one I pointed out, ironically enough, the Two of Hearts. It says the revolution was formed from Lenin's radical theoretical writings based on the ideas of Karl Marx. The political ideology is known as the Marxist-Leninism. So I do remember that from school, actually, learning about Karl Marx and all that. So that helps me some. But yeah, so these are the decks. These are half of the decks that I won in this amazing giveaway, and I want to thank HistoryBoxed for hosting this amazing giveaway. I'm absolutely blown away that Rena and I both got to win this and share this fun collaboration together. You guys definitely go check out Rena's unboxing video at Boxes and Deals and look at the subjects that she unboxed. She probably wasn't as long-winded as I was, so it'll be a shorter video, I'm sure. I think all these subjects are fascinating, and the ones Arena got are just as fascinating. You guys are going to see really cool cards over on her channel. Please do check her out. We're doing this collaboration in hopes that you guys will check out both of our videos. And don't forget about my affiliate link down below. I would really appreciate it if you guys took a look at what's on the website. We've got Christmas coming up. There's homeschooling, history buffs in your life. If you just like playing cards, this is a great set for anything that you might, again, a game you might need multiple decks of cards for, because for the most part they are different colors. So there's that to consider as well. Or if you just like collecting cards, that's another great option. I would really appreciate any decks or products that you buy from them, and make sure you use my link down below, and I will put it in the description box as well as pin it to the comments. And you'll probably see it all over creation on social media. I plan to do a lot with these decks of cards over the upcoming months. So, and don't forget about the Christmas code to get you 10% off of your total purchase. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me as I unbox this amazing giveaway from HistoryBoxed. This was just such a nice journey of history, and I can't wait to learn more and fully go through these decks of cards. And if you like this video or like me and like my channel, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you turn that notification bell all the way to the top. Please consider subscribing, and as always, I will catch you later. Bye.